Heaven and hell have been waging war forever, and mankind's souls are trapped in the middle. So death is tired of it, and he decides, he's almost like the Professor X of the underworld. He starts taking all these souls and gathering his court of the dead to rise up and overthrow heaven and hell. The motto is rise, conquer, rule. And there's 3 factions. So there's flesh, bone, and spirit.
Ugh.
Exactly, it's kind of gross.
A little gross, but kind of cool.
But you need all 3 to survive. You need your flesh, you need your bone, you need your spirit.
Naturally, that's science.
Exactly, science. We all learned that. And they all work together, and it's almost a Game of Thrones in the underworld, because there's a lot of political intrigue, backstabbing. Not only do we have these statues that we're putting out, but we have a graphic novel in the works. We have possible video games in the works. We're really spreading it out to get this property, and everyone's been super excited about it at the show. If you're at the show, come to the booth. There's a full circus tent in the middle of our, on the middle of the booth floor, and you can see all the future offerings that we're going to have of Court of the Dead.
Neat. Now that's, I mean, it seems like you guys, Sideshow Collectibles, you have this creative team that is, responsible for taking what, a still image of Nathan Drake or maybe a 3D model and turning it into this?
That big dynamic statue,
You've got the creative engine there, and, that interpretation, it must just be pretty friggin' cool for the artists to get to conjure things out of their own brain.
And they can go unchecked too, which is great, because we don't have to be bound by, like we said, we love working with Naughty Dog and Star Wars and Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
But to be able to play in our own sandbox, it's super fun. Just because everyone's flexing their creative juices, and the product speaks for themselves. You can tell it's a labor of love.
And so it's not just going to be an assortment of figures and statues. It's going to be a graphic novel.
A graphic novel in the works. We might even do different formats of the figures. So right now they're all quarter scale, but they might, if the interest warrants, they could go to 12-inch figures. They can go to life-size busts. We have some. So we have a lot of things planned. It's just depends where the momentum takes us.
Sure, depends, sort of what catches on and where you guys sort of feel like you want to go with it. Do you have a favorite among the Court of the Dead?
Court of the Dead, there's a figure called Aglavale, which is the executioner, and it's disgusting. He's got these little fingers over coming under his chin, and he's got this dog that we call Doglavale, and he's got human hands for paws.
The dog has human hands for paws.
Super creepy. And then there's the Red Death, which it's the guy holding the mat, and just is what we call it, because he's just holding his innards. It's
Could
so
you
good,
sculpt this more?
And I think that was a design.
More in there.
That was the art direction. But they all look great, and they look. Like I said, the feedback on it has been super positive, so we're really excited.
I take it back. It's horrifying that you guys are taking your own creative license with this stuff.
It's a little bit scary that that's what comes out of us.
I'm a little frightened, but very cool for you guys at Sideshow Collectibles. And if folks are interested in Court of the Dead, they can check some more stuff out where?
courtofthedead.com. We also have a number of giveaways this year. We're doing, if you go to courtofthedead.com, you could win the Queen of the Dead. If you go to sideshow.com/win solo, you could win the life-size 1-to-1 Han Solo.
Life-size?
Life-size, 1-to-1. So about that. So if you have someone living with you, you will have to have them move to the closet.
Sure, yeah. Han Solo requires a bedroom.
He does.
Yeah.
A themed bedroom. We're giving away a Hulk statue from the Avengers, so that's sideshow.com/smash. That's the maquette from the Avengers. And we're giving away Harley Quinn. So that one, I believe, is sideshow.com/Harley.
And so you actually sell these things too, though, right?
We do, yeah.
You don't just do a bunch of giveaways?
We spend all this time and we just hand them out like candy. No, yeah, sideshow.com is our main website. Okay. It's our blog, it's our store. We sell direct to customers. You can also buy them at your local comic book stores if they carry them. But yeah, the store, the customer service team at Sideshow is great. They'll help you out. We have FlexPay, so when you can't afford it, we can just take your money a little bit at a time.
Very accommodating of you, Mike. Very generous.
We're givers. It's what we do.
We give you opportunities to give us money in exchange for this cool stuff. Of course, Nathan Drake
who
here
doesn't
again
want Nathan Drake? Yeah.
Is one of the giveaways, and we're doing it through GameSpot, through the generosity of the folks here at Sideshow. All you have to do is get on Twitter, follow GameSpot, and find that tweet about the giveaway. Retweet it this weekend, and we'll be picking the winner on Monday. Mike Tolentino, thank you so much for coming on by.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you guys for the Drake. We're gonna find him a happy home, and sideshow.com, courtofthedead.com. Check it out, folks.
Thank you.
So if you want Nate Drake to be gracing the mantelpiece next to Graham and the fam, we got this box. I'm going to send it to you. Do a retweet, and you can win it. And you can pop off its arm and freak everyone out in the chat. That's right, chat. GameSpot.com, twitch.tv/GameSpot. Join us there. We're there chatting and taking your questions during the tape segments and whatnot, and also getting prepped to give stuff away, because we've been giving stuff away, Tay.
All the time.
Speaking of which, you guys saw in the Capcom booth those Mega Man helmets, and you've seen, if you've been watching, why don't you go? You go. You get it. Gently.
I got it.
Eric broke a phone before the show.
No, I didn't.
It was your own.
Sort of.
Check it out. Mega Man helmet. We're giving this away to you to put on your cat or not as you see fit. The way to win this is to do a little Photoshop, a little image editing. Put, what do we want, Peter? Cat as Mega Man?
Yeah, Photoshop your cat as Mega Man,
Pho-
or anyone from the series.
Photoshop a cat as Mega Man or anyone from the Mega Man series, and Peter Brown will adjudicate and decide who gets to win one of these guys. You don't have to have Photoshop skills. There are free online editing programs. There's literally no barrier here, except like your Twitter account and some of your time. We have been giving away swag from Comic-Con the whole show every day, and I'm going to read off a list of winners here because we got some people confused in the chat whether or not they won. So, we gave away Kerrigan Pop vinyls to the Black Speed and Scraggly Bear, a Hardline poster to Watch Dogs Rules, Stress Cubes to Saturated Butter, Goob Shoe Riot, Girl Draco, Hiplet. Saturated Butter is written twice, so I guess we have an extra
Saturated
Stress Cube to
Butter
give away.
X2.
You're not getting two. Sorry.
One
Spire
for each
88.
hand. No?
Marlo BC got an Assassin's Creed t-shirt, of
Nice,
which there's
right
one
here.
more. Hold that up
One
for
more.
us.
All
Let's
right,
see that.
let's do it. It's all folded nicely by Chris until I
You can.
reveal.
Oh yeah, this is based on the Assassin's Creed experience here that you may have seen Anna Prosser Robinson running through. We gave Danny I-89 the Witcher 3 tote bag, which was full of a bunch of Witcher books, which have been won by Lando Plumley, Yellow Sanchez, J4R4TE, and Pixels and Nonsense. We also have 4 Witcher comics right here, yet to give away, as well as this Witcher art, which comes with a code to get beta access to the Witcher Digital Adventure board game, as well as the Witcher comics. So, Witcher comics, Witcher art with the board game giveaway, t-shirt. We've got these Zeratul figures to give away. That's a StarCraft thing.
Yeah.
They're invisible. I mean, you can
Sort
see
of.
them. They might glow in the dark. It says some weird alien stuff on it. You can win it. We also gave away the Nether Fairy Dragon from the Blizzard booth to Rusher, 25L, and Girl Draco. And Mr. Big Glasses gets a Rise of the Incarnates comic. We've still got some plushies to give away. Hold up the Whimsyshire Goblin, will you, Eric? Eric, what does that thing sound like? Say something in its voice. Pretty good. Not bad. You did a good job. Thank you. We're giving away 2 of those and a whole bunch of Halo Nightfall posters, which you see over next to Eric. Yeah. Oh, and you use the Witcher book to prop it up. Yeah, you can win one of these guys. And also the final bit of Witcher swag, a notebook, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So, how do you win all this cool stuff? Join us in the GameSpot chat and just sound off. We'll be taking winners from there and giving stuff away. Pretty
Sick.
fun. It's pretty fun to give stuff away, Tay. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to win some sweet swag and goodies?
Nobody doesn't not want to win it, I think, is an okay way to say that.
I guess so.
All right, well, we've got another game demo coming up for you, Project Cars. We checked out some racing in that new sort of community crowdsourced racer. It's a little interesting how they've gone about the development process, so stay tuned for that. But coming up first, we're going to be checking out Ubisoft and what they're up to here at Comic-Con. There's some assassination. There's probably some Far Cry in there. Probably not assassination.
Not yet. We're going to check out some smog. Because remember that dragon we talked
My
about?
document is inaccurate.
Well, you know, sometimes people like to feed you
Mutiny. You toss
some,
it.
some bad information. But I believe production over there said we're going to check out some smog. So let's go check that out. A big dragon head and stuff. Rah.
Hey guys, Justin Haywald here from GameSpot.com. We're hanging out at San Diego Comic-Con 2014, and right now I'm at the Weta booth talking with Luke Hawker, who is the Mold Room team leader for Weta. What is it that you do exactly for Weta here?
Well, I'm in charge of making sure that the products we make and the props that we're making for films get reproduced in the right way. So whether it be for a computer game sort of publicity or for an actual movie. I make sure that what we make and all the art that goes into it gets to be the final product and be made in a way that's appropriate and gets to be smashed around as much as it can be.
Yeah, so movies and video games, you literally bring this stuff to life. And one of the reasons that we're here is because nothing stands out here at Comic-Con more than this massive Smaug dragon. And I was told that you had a direct hand in making this huge creation.
Yes, well, the team back in New Zealand, they made the model of the dragon, and then it was milled out, and a group of sculptors, made it look as good as it did. And then it was my job to get that sculpture and reproduce it in a product called fiberglass, which was going to be able to be put up at the booth. So I had to break it into a whole bunch of pieces, put huge split lines in it, and make sure it could go up and only weigh about 1,200 pounds. Yeah.
What is it that goes behind putting together something that's this big and lights up and it has moving eye parts? And
it's a lot of scratching your head and trying to figure out which ways you can break things and break molds and make sure that it does what you need to do. But it's a lot of reverse engineering and then forward thinking, and a lot of experience comes into it.
And you also have some more stuff on display here at the booth. I mean, there's a lot of really awesome weapons and neat things here. You had a direct hand in putting this book together over here.
Yes, this book is a 20th anniversary of Weta, because Weta's been around now for 20 years at the company. And Richard asked me, if being with the company for 14 years, if I would write the history of Weta, which was a very daunting task. And I said I would, and yeah, I decided to do the team the best I could and give everyone an insight into the company, but also what it is we do. And there's quite a bit of technical stuff in there, which is been a bit silly because I'm a bit of a silly person, but hopefully it's a good read and people can learn about how we make the things we do.
And I think the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit have really elevated what people know about and what they think about Weta, but you also do a lot of really cool stuff with video games, and I think you were saying that you've done some work with Terra.
Yes, Terra approached us to do some promotional items for their game, and so we've made some high-end representations of their props, which we do as if it was like any other feature film, and we've taken their models and turned them into a physical thing and aged them and then reproduced them as any movie prop. So yeah, that was quite a cool project actually to get such quite large fantasy designs, and in order to make them work physically. It was very, very, very hard, but rewarding.
Is that something that the team uses for reference, or is that something that they're going to be selling? What do they use those life-size props for?
They're for promotional things, and also sometimes just to giveaways and things like that. I think Blizzard use us quite a lot for their staff to have presents and things, and it's just kind of fun in order to see something that's a digital thing and see how it would actually be in physical. It's quite cool.
And Terra's not the only game you've worked on. There's some other projects you've been doing as well.
Yes, Grey Goo, Weta did a whole bunch of design. Our design team work in all different fields, and they did some design work for Grey Goo. And we've just come off a really, really big franchise that I can't really talk about, but that was a really awesome project. Like that really pushed us, and we're all really got behind it, and very happy, and hope the fans are happy once it comes out that we did the game justice.
Well, I know a lot of people will be really excited to find out what that is, and everything that Weta does is literally real looking. Like it's something you can reach out and touch. Thanks so much for talking with me, Lou.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming along.
Yeah, and for even more San Diego Comic-Con news, stay tuned to GameSpot.com.
Hey there, folks. Chris Waters here at San Diego Comic-Con on the GameSpot stage, and joining me now, Brian Hong, Director of Marketing for Project Cars. Brian, welcome.
Thank you.
Excited to have you here. Comic-Con treating you guys well?
Yeah, we're having a great time. We got our booth on the floor showing off all our games, including Project Cars.
Including Project Cars, which we've got in action right now. And this is, it's one of these, your garden variety, beautiful racing game that makes you really glad you bought a next-gen system, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we're really excited about the game. Project Cars is the community-assisted racing simulator by the studio Slightly Mad for a racing game